So let's start at the top. Scriptures. Now, I'll read it and then we'll discuss it, yeah? We believe that the scriptures, by which we mean the Tanakh, the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, and the apostolic scriptures, often referred to as the New Testament, in our times, are verbally inspired by God through his Holy Spirit, and are therefore without error in their original giving. They are God's final and complete revelation to mankind, in which his plan of salvation is unfolded, and they are the only absolute and final authority for all matters of belief and practice. And I would add on to that, when we say the Tanakh and the Apostolic Scriptures, we're referring to 66 books.
Right.
So this does not include we don't believe that the Apocrypha is part of the canon.
Right. Nor Jubilees, nor Enoch, nor the Didache, or any, what other books are people, Jasher, Sefer HaYashar.
Well, and it can go the other way too. You know, that's talking towards the Hebrew roots movement
right.
today. But we also don't believe in rabbinic authority either. We don't believe the rabbinic writings are God ordained or
they're not revealed. The Mishnah is. Yeah. I mean, we touched on this a little bit the other day, or last week, I should say, last week's show, that according to Orthodox Judaism, that's based on rabbinic authority, that God revealed there was two parallel revelations given at Mount Sinai. One is the written Torah. The other is an oral tradition that the rabbis are the authorities of. We reject that. We reject that there's some alternative revelation that is part of God's will.
You know what's interesting about that, though? And so at the SBL, you and I were talking about how Christianity and Judaism, if we look historically, Christianity and Judaism mirror each other often. You know, the rabbis around the 3rd century, mid-3rd century, 4th century, something like that, is when the Talmud starts to be compiled and all these kind of things, right? We believe that's about when. That's debated, but still, we'll say around then. In the exact same time frame, you have the Church Fathers coming up. And Christianity says, you know, we were talking this morning before we came on air, we were talking about the Episcopal Church. The Episcopal Church, along with Catholicism, says that the Church Fathers received the authority of the apostles. And so they were the ones who were building the doctrine for the church. And what they said, it's as if they had the authority of the apostles. And the apostles had the authority of Christ. Therefore, it's as if they have divine authority. It's the exact same line that the rabbis use for the Mishnah. We received it from Moses, right? So I reject that as well. I mean, if you look at the Church Fathers, I don't believe, and you know, I know people balk at the title Church Fathers. Okay, whatever. Let's for ease of speech, I'll say Church Fathers. The thing about the Church Fathers is that they disagreed. Just like the rabbis disagree. And not only that, some of them went into heresy. Tertullian became, you know, he was real into the new prophecy. And I mean, there's all sorts of different things that we could bring up about the Church Fathers and their doctrines that I simply don't agree with. So when we talk about the scriptures, when we in this first statement, what we're saying is there are 66 books of the canon. They are the final matter of authority in the life of a believer for faith and practice. And
we believe that's part of Yeshua building his ecclesia.
Absolutely.
But it's really not. I mean, you could try to historically say, how was the canon put together? You know, at SBL, there was someone saying that this was a small Gentile sect that had the power of the Roman government, of the Roman Empire behind them, that by decree said this is the canon, and then created this new religion. Well, that's what we would call a materialist or a Marxist presentation of history. We don't accept that.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and check out more videos from Messiah Matters.